Hello, everybody. My name is Shadi.
I'm Jacob.
I'm
yazan.
Marcel.
And he's Marcel.
And we are the
Four
Four
F.o.b.s.
F.o.b.s. Good. That was a good one.
Oh my!
What a start to the Four F.o.b.s.
I was gonna introduce
We're
it.
glad to have you guys here. It's an exciting day once again. We're blessed to be here, but yeah.
Before we start, do like and subscribe and comment
Please.
and share.
All the above.
Yes.
So what's today's? What are we starting with today?
Family.
Family.
Yeah.
Family, what family should and shouldn't be, what friends should and shouldn't be.
To get right into it, I think what he's trying to say is just because.
Their blood family.
Yeah. So we'll just say it and then we'll go more in details. But just because they are blood family does not mean you have to
be as close.
be as close or
Show
like
us respect.
respect them no matter. Like if they do you wrong, you will treat them like they did you wrong, not like their family.
100% okay.
And just, I feel like we haven't actually given the topic out.
Yeah. So what we're gonna be talking about today is like how, and not even society, just the moral, like in life, it like people have this perception that just because someone or just because people are family to you and that you are related to someone by blood, that they deserve your utmost respect and love. And we just feel like there's certain circumstances and there's things in life that can happen that don't necessarily always have to follow that regime of like people always need like of you always having to respect someone or always give to someone just because they're family, no matter how wrong they do you or no matter what a relationship or friendship goes through.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we all know, relationships come and go. And usually people say, family sticks the longest. But in some cases, that's just not the case. And everybody has
We're just
their own
lucky that
lives
the
and-
four of us are close.
And you
But
know what?
That could not be the case for everybody.
I agree with that. Friends come and go. Family sticks forever. But what I'm saying is family doesn't have to be related to blood. I think family is a word that means a group of people that are connected, like that have been through hell and back together and that are connected. And I think that I can consider a lot of people family that are not through my bloodstream. And I can consider a lot of people that are through my bloodstream and that...
They are not family.
Yeah, I mean, Van Diesel said it great through 10 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you're
mean,
right.
It's all about family, and it's almost none of it is related, is blood related with them.
No, none of them. I don't think so.
It's just the car community. We're
anyways, I feel like
God, I really don't like Fast and Furious.
great.
Why I feel like it hits so home with us because I feel like we're all Arabian, but like we're all from Jordan. But I feel like we all our family and our culture has this like tradition of you. Our purpose is to respect, look good in front of, always kiss ass to, and always like pretty much live for making
Family.
your family proud and like making your family and the people in your bloodstream or like. Pretty much, I feel like we have this thing where disrespecting a family member, no matter what you go through, is not okay. Like, no matter how shitty of a person someone is to you, in our culture, you do not turn your back on family. No matter they can kill your mother in the next day, but you have to respect them because they're your cousin.
to
Yeah.
a certain extent, it's really just you can't stand up for yourself. And it's really just, are you going to or not?
Because it's viewed as disrespectful, even though if you're just standing up for yourself
There's
and what
many
you
just-
believe in.
Different customs and I guess past generations that believe a lot of things that we don't in today's society. But that's also kind of the thing about growing and going through life. Like everyone's growing together as everyone grows up, so it's kind of like, I don't know.
And no, you're right. Like it's a part of life. Like something through high school, elementary school, middle school, you have the same group of friends. You don't lose friends, no matter if it's summer break. You take a 3-month break, but you go back together. After you finish college, dude, when you start working, you work with somebody. You have like a relationship for weeks, months, years, to where you like learn to grow and love someone, and they move out. Or someone after high school moves out to college.
Those are acquaintances. I don't think
Acquaintances.
these are friends. They're people that you like. Most of your classmates are not your friends. Are just acquaintances. They're people you share something with for a period of time, and then you go to your separate ways. Those
'Cause
are not necessarily
like you said, I
friends.
guess there's levels to it. Like you can consider someone family when they're not exactly blood. You can consider someone a friend that like you don't exactly know all that well and you don't hang out with them as much, but they're someone that you've had memories with, I guess, or just good times with, maybe once or even twice. They're still, I guess, a good friend. Although there's so many different labels and just terms
There
when it
is-
comes to these things.
How
so
many
it's-
best friends do we have? How many? And what I think we also have to understand is that like even if you're super duper close with someone or best friends with someone, or like life can change, people can grow out, and like just because someone that you considered like the closest person ever to you one day can start liking new things, can have new friends without like it being disrespectful to your friendship, because there's a lot of things that other people can do in a friendship that are a lot worse than just growing apart from you. And I feel like we take so much offense to when we lose a friend for just going through life and becoming distant, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess you got to understand that everyone has their own lives, and
Changes.
Life
yeah,
moves
it's
on.
Really, yeah, life moves on, and it's not stopping for anyone. I guess it's really just why are you, I guess, so attached, or why are you so like?
Why does it
stuck
bother
on
you
it?
so much?
I think the problem is completely different. Is the seat? This is why I say I haven't said anything this whole episode. When he was sitting in this seat, he wasn't talking. I was talking over there. We switched. He's talking. I feel like I'm not even here anymore.
I think it's because Yazan has no friends, so can't relate to this.
Doesn't
but-
I don't
cannot
think-
relate to anything.
I mean,
he
cousins
still
can also be
FaceTimes.
friends.
Yeah.
I don't like
Since
any
we're
of
on
my
the topic.
cousins.
Well, yeah, I would also like to say that. I mean, with Marcel, I've grown up with him, and I guess he was really a neighbor and a really good friend before he was family.
A cousin.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know we were related to him.
Until when?
Yesterday.
Your last name
Actually?
is not Sawagan, Marcel, so
I am Sawagan.
Yes,
My mom
you're
is
so-
Sawagan.
Yeah, but
you
How
go
many
by
Sawagan?
Sawagan.
yeah,
You guys didn't
we're
know he
just,
was
we're
so
just
Sawagan?
I was joking, guys. Relax. Okay, anyways, this is a good topic for us because we also do have a very large family here, and with a large family, drama is just like a thing that's just there.
Yeah, but I guess that's in like every single family. But the problem is,
It's
there's
a
so,
lot.
like, and if you know us, like most of our last names are Sawagid. We're, if you know a Sawagid, you probably know 20 other ones. It's that
Well,
simple.
I like last year I heard the number was 500
Yeah,
Sawagas
around-
just in
around that.
Colorado,
I wouldn't doubt it.
which we do have a lot more outside of Colorado. We have in the States and we have out of the country as well.
Yeah.
We're worldwide.
We are Mr. Worldwide.
And as far as the
Pitbull,
topic
who?
goes, why I think it's so important that we have a big family is because like we
breeding.
have lots of not even just drama going on, but it's inevitable when you have so many people in a group. There's just things that
A
are
lot
gonna
of
go on.
differences.
Someone's not gonna be happy, and there's so many things that specifically my like relatives, I'd say my mom, aunties, uncles, like the older generation. I've heard so many stories of like things happening to them of previous family members and stuff, or like that something, just things happening through family, and like things that would honestly make me never talk to someone ever again. And then it would be the same people that they would go kiss and like greet and talk to for hours, like they love them, just because they're family. When like they do things that literally
I
would
think
Is it the same people that you only see on special occasions like holidays and
same
funerals?
or
For me personally, I don't think I've ever considered those people relatives if I only see them
on special occasion.
on that time.
Yeah.
Like I
But also,
literally-
I think we're young. That's why, like, your mom's a little older and she deals with a little older people, so it doesn't make sense, like, to be mad at them, you
yeah.
know?
Also, I mean,
And then
gener-
you're younger. You're in your 20s, so it's really easy for us to say, to distance ourselves and like, put a hard line in this relationship.
For-
if it doesn't work.
I feel like for us, our happiness is our number one thing.
Yeah.
For them,
It's the
older
way they look
generation,
to the public.
It's the way that other family members look
View
at
them.
Right. So they literally wake up every day trying to please everyone else, and then as soon as someone doesn't please him, it's a big problem. And then it creates drama because everyone now knows, because they're like, oh, like, this dude did that, and like, how do I, make it better? For us, at least for me, I literally could not care less about how anyone thinks of me.
my family thinks I'm gay because I have earrings in, and I have been shunned for 2 years because I have earrings in. And it's like my auntie wasn't even, my mom and aunties were not mad that I got earrings in because they didn't like them.
Is
They
there
were
mad the way
mad.
people
They were
talk?
mad because I was gonna go into church or go into family dinners, or because I was gonna go to weddings and parties with earrings
Well,
on.
because
And
that's just
That's-
the toxicity of other people perceiving you one way and everyone else caring about how that's going to make them look. Like, because you got to understand, like, and obviously they have a right. You're their nephew, you're their son, but also it's like you are your own person. You're going to be perceived however, you want to be perceived. It doesn't matter how they, think you look just because of a specific object. I mean, it really just shows how bad and toxic it could really get. Especially with family.
It was-
It's really just like the entire topic. It's like,
It was the same thing for me when I got my tattoo. It's literally what my mom said. She was like, how are you gonna, like, because
Present
Arabs and Christians with tattoos are not a thing. So it's like, how am I gonna get married with a tattoo? And it was literally one small tattoo that you can't even see. It's like it's right here, but you literally cannot see it right now.
And I don't think we mean to hate on our culture or anything. I love our
I love
family. I love
Food is great.
I love our tradition. I love being like it's a blessing to be Arab. But I just think there's so many things, and not even just our culture, but just traditions in general. You could make this politically. You can make this.
Yeah.
You could like things in life should be able to be changed. I don't care if it's a constitution, if it's a rule, if it's a law, if it's a tradition or anything. Like life changes, life evolves, and things go on. Things happen to where you can change traditions and you can change how you do things for the better, for the greater good of people.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things. Like I hate to bring this up, but like literally the whole like constitution with just, I'm not saying gun laws or anything, but I'm just saying like guns have become such a danger to America, and like guns have literally altered the way that America lives their life. Like you literally can't go to the gas station, you can't go to school, you can't go to a concert or an event with a big group of people without being scared that you're going to get shot now and not.
No, that's just you, Marcel. You and your friend group. That's just you.
No,
you
absolutely
guys do
not. That's
things.
that's
he's
the
right.
sad reality of
was a
America.
joke.
Because
I'm just
honestly, you could look at the numbers, you could look at the statistics, whatever it is. America really is the only country that has this multiple.
The amount, yeah.
Yeah, the multiple occasions of having these problems. I mean, every other countries are going to have these small occasions, but it's not the same for America.
It's July 6th in 2022. I think we're like, what is it? July 6th, 6 months, 30 days, 200 days in. We're averaging 2 mass shootings a day in America. I promise you. Look,
That
2 mass shootings a day in a country.
And we don't hear about that much.
You hear about one a week where
Yeah,
or one
like a
every-
big one.
there's a lot of casualties, but the smaller ones tend to go unnoticed.
2 mass shootings a day. Okay, in a month, 2 mass shootings.
That's
What is
60
that?
month.
That's 60 a month. We have 50 states. There's 10%. There's a 12% chance that your state is gonna go through a mass shooting a day. A 12% chance a day.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's honestly scary. I mean, especially for people that you know and everything. Like my mom's a teacher.
Yeah.
And sometimes she gets super scared, and she tells me that sometimes she'll get nervous, and like there's just different situations that affects multiple different people's lives. But we're still stuck on gun control and all these different things. And I know, it's hard to say and read between.
I don't think gun control will protect it because there will always
Well,
be
no,
a way you
again,
can buy
there's
it
always-
even no matter
It's
what.
The people that are buying it legally won't have it, but the people who have it illegally will still have
We'll
it.
still have it, yes.
Yeah.
And I mean,
But everybody in the past, 2 weeks had it legally.
Yeah.
I think
Because you also like when they sell you a gun, you literally just fill a form online. They do a background check, making sure you had no like past criminals. But I think even if
Like
you
that's
did
it.
have, you'll still get the gun. So I don't think the gun is the problem. I think we should make sure whoever gets the gun is actually like a good person.
Also,
And it doesn't have any mental illness because apparently every time there's a shooting, it's down to drugs and mental health. So I think we should make sure at least those two are good. And the people that are buying guns, know how to use a gun, so they should go through a training of how to use a gun, gun safety. Don't put your hand on the trigger. Don't look at the barrel. Don't point it at anybody. I think you should know that before you just buy a gun.
Also, I'm okay that if I'm okay if the age requirement is not 18, it'll be 21. I think that would be helpful a little bit.
I just think me personally, I think it starts way before guns, way before going a background check, way before getting the thinking of like shooting people up. I think it starts with like the things that kids, because most of these mass shootings are happening to 18 to 20-year-olds. Like the things we watched, especially recently, the things that we're exposed to, the things that we're taught, like it's either things that are making kids go depressed, things that are making kids learn how to put together mass shootings. It's the fact that it's just like, I think not just social media, but society, like there's so many things that we go through. Kids are going depressed. Kids are going through so many mental issues that like, I think it starts way before going to buy a gun personally.
Wait, I have a question for everybody before we continue this conversation. I feel like we all should know how we stand about guns before. So we'll go with you starting off. What do you think about guns or having guns?
I think having guns is important aside from just being able to shoot another shooter.
It's like a yes or no question, I guess. So it's like, are you with or against owning guns?
That's a terrible way to put it. I mean, like you also
There's
got
a lot of gray area.
You
and
gotta,
it's
yeah.
not
I mean,
black
you
and
also got to
white.
think about the place you're in. I mean, it's a constitutional right in America to
Yeah.
carry firearms,
And it's a vague question to say,
like,
do you think it's a thing? Like you have to
there's
have
so many-
context.
Okay, well, with content, whatever. I just
What I was
personally
going
want to know what
say-
you guys
I'm
think
sorry.
of guns.
Well, that's just hard. I do think about guns as in so many different ways. But what I was going to say as of what Marcel said was, well, because you said there's so many like negative things like depression and all these different things. There's not much things helping that. Like the amount of overdoses, like the fentanyl, the drugs, all of that things, they're not getting any better. They're really just getting worse. So I mean, again, like Marcel said, it's before all of the background checks and all of that. Who should own a gun? Who should have the right to do that? Like,
Well, that's what he's asking. That's what he read up with saying guns. I think with the proper research and the proper like background check of someone, I think
Raise the
having a gun can
minimum
be
wage.
important. I think aside from humans, having a gun can be important to protect yourself from lots
Aside
of
from
things.
humans, what does that mean?
I mean, there's people
Animals.
who live in the mountains or in the woods that need to kill
Yeah.
A bear or a
you know,
lion.
Yeah.
also, there's multiple people that carry firearms just to protect their own family.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's really
they're still
just,
burglars.
yeah, absolutely,
Burglary.
and that's the right way to use it. But also, it's like when 18-year-old kids are able to get these deadly weapons and then just use them for these terrible
You can buy a shotgun at 18. I don't think you can't buy a pistol.
You
You,
can-
have to be 21 to buy a pistol.
You can buy a gun whenever you want. If
Yeah.
you go
If
to
you
a
know the
pawn
people,
shop or
yeah.
if you know
No.
a friend that deals guns, you can buy a gun
Oh,
wherever.
there's
they
on the
want.
black
Bro,
Whatever.
are you
Right.
But you
kidding?
can't go to a store and buy a
stop
gun
it.
unless
On
you're 21.
Snapchat. High schoolers, college kids, that's all it is. On Snapchat, that is the black market. That's how exposed like social media is. You literally go on Snapchat, people are selling everything. People are selling guns. It's not.
And while you're talking about Snapchat, doesn't that make you think? Because since somebody's always watching, I mean, every time I talk about something, I get an ad for it. Don't you think that someone's always seeing the Snapchat stories that are getting viewed by 600 people that are selling guns or certain things?
Oh, yeah. I
what
feel-
audience
and
are you asking about? Like
big
you asking-
corporation will also they will tell you that they're against it, but I'm sure if they like
get a profit.
buy the data or whatever of like you talking about guns, even if you're not, they will send you ads about guns, and they will
I'm not-
try to pursue you to buy a gun. But then on social media news, they'll come out like, no, we're against guns, blah blah blah. But I do truly think that under the table they are trying to sell the guns.
What I was saying is like, as far as like, say an 18-year-old kid texts some or like opens a Snapchat or replies to a Snapchat if someone's selling a gun, but it's also the same 18-year-old kid that posts creepy memes or like posts on Instagram saying I'm going to shoot up a school today. Don't you think people like? Don't you?
It's like a red flag.
I mean, and if they can see what we're talking about on as far as wanting to buy this speaker, I think someone probably sees this post about Instagram about that 17-year-old saying I'm going to shoot up a school today. Why doesn't somebody, whoever's viewing our phones, act on that before acting on us saying us looking?
Because they'll make money.
Well, no,
Off of
honestly,
school
I think
shooting?
it goes down to the root again. It's America. It's your freedom.
They don't.
Yeah.
People are it's the people, and it's always going to be the people. They're gonna feel like their freedom has been taken away from them. That's I think that's the only reason. Because it's like obviously people like there's companies that literally, and there's been movies made about it, but companies gather data from your phones
Yeah.
every single day
Oh, yeah.
without anybody knowing about it.
Apple
I
stops that, but I don't
Yeah,
know how
exactly.
real that is.
Well, yeah, obviously there's gonna be again a couple gray areas, but
Not companies, not businesses. The people that protect the common good.
Well, yeah,
you
you're
should
saying-
be
you're
able
saying-
to see that this kid is psycho posting on Instagram. He's saying he's gonna go shoot up a school. He bought 3 guns last week because you can look up his credit card history. He's posting this stuff on Instagram. You probably have seen this stuff for weeks or days. You probably have the ability to go stop this kid.
I guess it's kind of like the same thing like Yazan said. The company knows. You got to think about it for YouTube. Well, we're going to be putting this on YouTube. We're not allowed to curse. We're not allowed to smoke. We're not allowed to drink.
talk
We're
about
not
the
allowed to
video.
do anything like that. But how many ads are you going to see of those things before you watch the YouTube video? The ads are everywhere.
Hold on.
With all of these things that we're not allowed to post on YouTube, but they will pop up on YouTube.
I've never seen a gun ad.
Well, no, I'm just being
I
being
have.
vague. Yeah, there's so many different ads for
You've never
different
talked about it.
alcohol. I mean, it just doesn't really have to be guns. It can
Yeah.
be multiple different things. But YouTube has a lot of guides.
Yeah.
Like
I don't remember when we bought my gun. Did I use cash or card? I'm pretty sure I had to take the cash out.
No,
I used card.
Yeah.
I thought you.
because it was almost about 600. You did not have cash.
Yeah, but I thought I had to go get cash.
No.
Not use a
you
card.
spent how much?
couple $100.
It was not 600. It was.
Oh, I was gonna
it
say
was
because I mean on
400,
Snapchat you
450.
could probably find it for cheaper.
Not Snapchat.
and it was a used gun.
It was a used gun.
It was a pawn shop.
Yeah, I think that we can do a lot as a society of like
Yeah.
not do a lot, but I think there's things that we can do
To
to
prevent.
stop these mass shootings instead of just posting about them after on social media. There's
Like
things like
thoughts and prayers after
yeah,
the
I
fact.
think there's a lot that we can do that we don't do because we are just becoming numb to the problem of mass shootings. And until it hits home, we're always going to find it numb. But we're going to say, oh, dang, that sucks until, God forbid, it hits one of our family members or our cousin or our brother or our best friend gets shot in a grocery store. And then we're going to be like, why isn't anybody doing anything? I think it's important for like...
Well, I was also gonna add. Have you guys seen any of Biden's recent tweets, like about mass
No.
shootings and
And the inflation. Yeah.
I only use Twitter
inflation.
for another reason.
It's
Porn.
really it's bad.
Hey.
Like it's really bad because all he says is
He's blaming other people.
he's not taking accountability. But also it's like I'm not gonna say he's not taking accountability because I'm obviously not the freaking president. But
Stop moving the mic like that or like that.
So is that what-
talk
is that
to
what-
this up here, not the side.
No, yeah, that is... I did not know that was a thing, and that's like... I don't think it's... I mean, we're not talking about politics. I'm not getting into politics about this because
it's
I
just
think
on topic.
it's
'cause
far
that's
beyond
kinda-
politics. But I think that is relevant to a lot of things because we have a lot of... I know my whole social media after a mass shooting happened. Oh my gosh, this sucks. This sucks so bad.
But only for a day.
But we don't do anything.
The day after, it's gone.
The day
Yeah.
after it's
Nothing.
gone.
But
And
also, that's kind of like the beauty about social media.
It's
Because
not beautiful.
I'm just saying, this beauty of social media is
It's like a 24
everybody,
hours
yeah,
cycle.
it's everybody can do whatever they want, and it's like a lot of people. You'll see it. They'll post so many things on their Instagram stories. It'll show you what kind of fundraisers they're like going into. Like it'll kind of show awareness to these kind of things. And if there weren't those people, how much less do you think this media would be exposed?
No, not too much.
But if instead of making these fundraisers ahead of time, we did things like encourage mental health and fun and donate to mental health and donate to gun control before mass shootings happen, I think that's a lot more effective than donating for a kid's funeral.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, but that's not what. You're right, 100%. But that's like the whole process of it. That is what we are doing now. We are now trying to get these fundraisers for not just the funeral, but so many different things. I feel like this is kind of like, obviously, it's not a new beginning, but it's something.
Without social media, I feel like this wouldn't be as bad. I feel like a lot of
Social
people that
media
do it
caused a lot.
Because
they do it
social
for
media
attention, and then if you have no social media, it doesn't get the attention, then they'll do something else. So I feel like they will always have some kind of a problem, but mass shooting is obviously a very big problem, and I do believe that if we do, we won't shine as much light on it on social media, it would go down. But I think we should light shine, so we do try to avoid it or try to do something about it, but I do feel like it is also affecting it negatively.
I second that because not a lot of mass shootings, but a good amount of mass shootings might or possibly, or in my opinion, probably could be from kids who don't get attention or...
Someone who's been cyber bullied
But,
a lot.
but then they see that a month ago, this kid was popular, even though he's dead now and he killed all these kids. He was talked about for 2 weeks straight.
By everybody.
This shooter was talked about for 2 weeks straight. How cool would it? This is what the kids are
Because they're
thinking.
mentally ill.
Yeah. How cool would it be if I was popular on social media for 2 weeks? Even if I'm not here to experience it, what if they talk about me for 2 weeks? Like, and I feel like Yazan is right by if we didn't just, what's the word? Like,
Because we should still
glorify-
talk about it, but we shouldn't glorify
We
it.
should-
Well, yeah, I guess that's the kind of like the Buffalo shooting at the supermarket. He was streaming it on Twitch the entire time.
bro, you saw
Like it's crazy because it was like a body cam of him doing it. And it looked like just a video game, and I think it's a cry for help.
You know what sucks? We all watched it.
Oh yeah,
and,
it's
and-
I did
and
not
by
watch
and
that.
by attention.
I didn't.
I think it's a cry for help, but it's too late.
Yeah. Well, it's the last resort.
No, but that's not a last resort. I feel like
Well,
you
that's
know, and
all-
I'm sorry, and like no disrespect, but disrespectfully, like you
No,
do
I
not
hate-
deserve
and-
to do something like that is so outstandingly stupid. No respect towards.
I have
any
zero
life
remorse
or-
for any school
Yeah.
shooters. I get that
It's
you
not
had
school
mental
shooting. Any like
problems.
active shooting.
shooting.
You, like, if
Sorry,
any-
not school shooter. It's just the term.
yeah, yeah.
I have zero remorse for mass shooters. I don't feel bad. I know that you probably have
Like-
mental issues, but
No.
I can't feel.
There's ways to handle it, and that is not it. Not even close.
I can't find a spot in my heart to feel bad for mass shooters.
Well, sometimes then they blame it on drugs and past history and
Say that-
family
we
and
say
stuff like that.
as our
But
government's probably like one of the worst. Like Trump involved in Epstein and
yeah,
all of those kind of things. I don't know. It's just
Mm.
everybody's shitty. You just got to find the light on it.
The
we
least-
we did hit the 25-minute,
Yes,
which is
so
what we
thank
wanted to
you.
kind of. Well, we can't end it just like that, but
He said,
just a
"Thank
warning."
You.
just like in the middle of the podcast. We're out.
I mean, there's what else is there to say?
We can wrap it up by
We
saying
should
that
wrap it up. Yeah. It's,
Yeah, so there's a lot to say, but we should wrap it up.
mass shootings are awful, and we think that we should do as much as we can as a society to like prevent these and like help with this issue as much as we can.
Yeah, but we also like you have to shine light on it, but just enough to get the point, not enough for people to
To
want to do
glorify
it.
it.
Yeah. So and that's a very big gray area.
Yeah,
It's like where do you know where to stop with that?
that's a big spot because you also don't want to ignore it to the point to
Yeah,
where
where-
nobody.
Yeah, people die, and you're like, oh well, gonna work.
it's kind of how it's always been, though.
Yeah.
Well, for
a little
us,
bit
yeah,
of
but well, not for us, but like for most human beings, shit happens like that, and they just go to work. Like, there's like, what can we do? You know. Anyways, before we end it, I just want to say for us, I'm pretty proud that we actually were able to stay on track for this episode. It was the first time we've done that. We actually before the podcast, we said we're going to talk about these two things, and we sat here and we only talked about these two things. So good job, guys.
Thank you guys for.
Thank you so much, and
we are the
see you
four
next time.
F.o.b.s.
We are the four.
Peace.
Hold on.
He's never touching this.
Okay,
You usually gotta let him do it.
Sorry. Okay, no, we're out. Thank you.
Jacob will be in a different spot next.
What do I do? Do I just like
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Press
yeah.
that button.
the red button?
Yep.